Thanks, Thinkers.
Me and Lucas here were and still are FNAF enthusiasts.
I've already watched the movie 4 times.
From a newcomer's perspective, the movie was confusing with its plot holes and unexplained references. A lot of the movie would be enhanced by previous FNAF knowledge. However, if you have good attention skills and a big imagination, you can get a basic understanding of the plot.
The problem with this movie is that the filmmakers had to balance on the thin line between appealing to newcomers, while still adding enough lore-accurate details and references to keep the veterans entertained. A daunting feat that I'm not so sure they achieved.
Personally, as a FNAF enthusiast, I quite enjoyed this movie. Although the plot completely invalidates certain key aspects of the canon FNAF lore, I think that it took an interesting approach on the story and had me cheering every time I saw something cool.
Me, on the other hand, heck no. Sure, it's an extremely entertaining movie, but it's not necessarily a good one. It tries too hard to be gruesome when in reality, the movie just makes you giggle to yourself more than cower in fear.
Let's move on to our overall ratings.
From the perspective of someone who has had no FNAF knowledge, this movie gets a hard 2 killer cupcakes out of 5. With limited lore knowledge, little innuendos to the actual FNAF video game were impossible to pick up, leaving the movie feeling a tad bland for them.
From the perspective of someone knowledgeable on the lore of FNAF, this movie gets a 3.5 crying children out of 5. Ignoring the many discrepancies to the lore, it's definitely a movie for the fans. With so many Easter eggs to discover, it's a delightful watch. It's also definitely cool to see a beloved game and its animatronics brought to life by the dedicated community.
Though we gave it a fairly low rating, it is the FNAF movie after all, and undoubtedly deserves a watch. On a scale of overall enjoyability, the FNAF movie gets an irrefutable 5 spring locks out of 5.
This has been Grace
And Lucas.